What's going on, everybody? It's Top Bets. We're checking back in. We got our PGA live stream coming at you guys here on a Tuesday, beautiful Tuesday evening with my main man, Bet with the Boys Golf, aka Teaser Nation. How we feeling, buddy?
Good. Not the best tournament we got this week, but we're still at it every week. That's what we're going to try to bring out some nice content every week this year. But yeah, congrats to you again, 2 in a row. I think that's us 3 out of the last 4 weeks we've gotten one. I think the only exception was Pebble Beach. So just to recap, we hit both at Torrey. So I had Harris, you had Ludwig, and then you had Detry as well. So, I mean, if you're watching the pod, you're making some money, right? So
easily. We're breaking it down for you guys each and every week, and we give you guys our full cards every Wednesday night. If you're either in any Discord of ours, you know, you've been making some serious cash.
And I'm upset. I'm sick about it, man. For some reason, I'm addicted to the 16-1 on Colin Morikawa every time I see it when there was Aberg right there. And it was funny, like Sunday, you wouldn't even think Aberg was in. We saw like 3 of his shots until like the 13th hole. It was actually insane.
I almost tweeted about it, and I was like, why did the broadcast just give up on Aberg? Like it was literally, I mean, and granted, Scheffler and Rory paired up was what they wanted to show everybody, obviously.
Yeah.
But Scheffler did really well. Rory shit down.
I mean, he
couldn't putt worth a damn.
Yeah.
Terrible. But and I'm sitting there, I'm like, all right, where the hell's Ludwig at? He's right there. He's been there all day long. He birdied 3 in a row to start, and I was like, he's like minus 340 favorite. And I'm like, all right. And then bogey, and then par city. And then all of a sudden he just got hot. And Rogers and McCarthy, they just fell apart. And it was and then I mean Maverick McNeely, my God. He was torching the course, torching it. And I was like, man, that's really gonna suck if I lose to Maverick just going off, breaking the course record. Yeah. You know, that was probably the most triggering part of it. And Ludwig he got to like plus 4,000 live. And I
didn't even think to check because I'm like, oh, this guy's out of the tournament because they're not showing him. So it's like
I was like, okay, well, I already have my outright on him. I'm like, I should have sprinkled more on him, but I just left it at the 22-1 or whatever. But man, it was a thrilling finish, and I'm like, man, par 5. Just don't go into the water. And then he went deep, and I was like, God dang it, he went too deep.
I thought he was going to miss that birdie. I thought it was going to be a playoff, but he made it.
Yeah. No, it was cool. But yeah, so we got 3 of the last 4 tournaments hit the outright winner. So show some love in the comments if you guys are here, and if you guys have been tailing. We got Brandon here. What's up, buddy? Finally making it back. Appreciate you tuning in, buddy. So on to the tournament at hand this weekend. We have the Mexico Open. It is not a very, very popular tournament. It literally falls like this every single season. And there's 0 top 25 players playing in this tournament, which makes it a wide open tournament for betting, for outrights, and DFS all around. Very, very, but I think this is still one of the most predictable ones too, with the way the course is played, long, heavy hitters, long iron players. So, Teaser, break it down for us for the course, the attributes we're looking at, and see what we're working with.
Yeah, I mean, if you just follow anything on golf Twitter, it's just everyone's saying how you need I mean, it really is the same thing the last 3 years that it's been a tournament here. It's just essentially if you hit it long, you play well. It's that simple at this course. I mean, it's like 7,500 yards. So really it's long carry distance and long iron play. And then another angle, I guess, is coastal windy conditions. So there's a lot of guys who do play well at those type of courses. Top 10 in total strokes gained here. Jake Knapp, who won last year. Patrick Rogers showing some form after last week. Akshay, always good at coastal courses. Jaeger, Kitayama, Carson Young, who seems like a big name this week, or CT Pan, Grillo, and Hostler. So really key stats, everyone will be kind of harping on: driving distance, strokes gain approach. Birdies are better because it's probably going to be 20 under around that score to win it. Proximity 200 plus. I think like 30% of the approach shots come from that distance here, which is pretty crazy. So 195-yard par threes, there's 3 of those, 4 long par fives, and 6 par fours over 450 yards. So really, if you hit it long, you kind of want to take those guys. So, and then personally, just kind of going off the board, I know McNeely withdrew, so that kind of brought down a lot of the numbers, which kind of sucks if you kind of needed to jump on a Monday morning. But me personally, I don't think I can touch those first 7 names on the board as much as I like Akshay, or even Kitayama. Even Brandon saying in the chat there, you just can't take the guy at 20-1 or 14-1 for Batia. So
yeah, I mean Kitayama. If you tune into any content for the week, you're going to see Kitayama all over your models, all over the shows that you're watching, anything like that. Prototypical. He should play very, very well here. Obviously, we're looking at the odds of it, and you're just like Kurt Kitayama at 22-1. It's just hard to take, but it's because the field's so weak. So, but I mean, I would agree with you on those first 7. I will never ever take Patrick Rodgers, even if there's a fire, even if he is winning a tournament like he was last week. Even though Teaser texted me before the tournament and basically said, Patrick Rodgers is a sleeper. What do you think? And I was like, I hate that guy.
I don't know why. I knew it was, top 20 was easy. I don't know.
Anytime I play Patrick Rodgers, he plays like me, and it's not good. So, but no, that would have been a sick little surprise play if you threw that at top 5 in there. But then you get back to like Rasmus Hogard, 18-1. We were on him 2 weeks ago when he played very well. He was top 5 then. Didn't do as well last week. So I mean, I'm not really keen to go back to him. So like you said, the top 7 there are nothing very scary. So I mean, you're probably going to see a bunch of value with some outright plays, some live outrights, and some round matches for sure this week. We got Catching Cash was up with us. What's up? He says, need help with the one and dones. Man, I got off to a scorching start, and you would think of me hitting 2 outrights in a row that I'd be like dominating this thing, but no, I would not take Thomas Detry in a one and done, and I did not do Ludwig last week because I was saving him. Yeah. I did Sung Jae last week, so I need some catching up to do as well. So we will get to who we think will be a good one and done for sure by the end of the show. And Brandon Kitayama, I think he's Kitayama's biggest fan. And we got Kitayama is due. He better be. I mean, he's one of the best plays in the field. He's coming in like 30-40% ownership in DFS. So Kitayama definitely is in play this week. It's just hard to get to him at 22-1. So for sure, outside of those top 7 guys, who are you looking at maybe more in the 3,000 to plus 5,000 range outright wise?
Yeah. So he's at 25-1 right now, but I got him at 30. I put it out early on, and that was Steven Yeager. That's probably where I'm starting my card. He's at 25, which I think I still would take because he does have more win equity than the top 5 guys above him. I guess except Batia, but I've never taken him at 14-1. But really, he excels on long and very long courses. In the model, so he's 10th in driving distance. I think he's 4th in the model, 4th in course history. I think he has 2 or 3 top 20s here. 12th in comp courses history. Top 10s birdies are better in easy conditions, and then 7th in easy plus long courses. So I mean, that's what it is this week. He's kind of been struggling as of late. He's been like more inconsistent. But last week, I mean, a good sign for him was the ball striking. I think he gained 1 stroke at the Genesis, finished 44th, but obviously the putting wasn't there. It's kind of the theme with guys this year. For some reason, if I take a guy one and done or outright, he cannot make a 4-footer. So look for more from Yeager with that this week. But yeah, I mean, the ball striking's been there. He's a guy who, excels long irons as well. So That's probably where I'm going to start my card.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we and I threw this out on Twitter, the top 10 model here for off of Betspert Golf, and literally just made a customizable model from them, and I got all the key stats that I like up top here. So I put a little bit more emphasis on strokes gained off total off the tee on very long and hard courses, and then overall 200 plus for proximity. And that everyone's talking about Rasmus. I think his twin brother is in play here. Obviously, sitting 2 in the model, checks a lot of the boxes here.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1 in proximity, so he's plus 4,000 right now, and a pretty good value play. You're basically getting the same player as Rasmus, it feels like, and I think he has a top 10 finish here, if I'm not mistaken. But he definitely plays well, long, hard courses. The other one that I'm liking as well, Alex Smalley, but be very cautious on him as he could easily miss the cut. He's got a top 20 finish here, but then also missed 2 or 3 cuts. So be wary of him. This guy right here, Jackson Suber. So I was saving it for the finisher, but I just saw his name pop up, and I think we've talked to him in private multiple times that we like Jackson a lot. Now you get him at 9 or plus. He's plus 9,000. Yeah, plus 9,000 outright. So he's very, very, very big outright number here. But I think he's in play this week. He only thing that he struggles with is these for very, very long hard courses is not the greatest, but his proximity from 200 plus is number 3 in the model. And very, very good long iron hitter, young kid, but I think he can make some noise this weekend. So look out for Jackson. Is it Suber or Suber?
Suber, yeah.
Suber, yeah. So Jackson Suber this week. So that's probably my lowest outright that I like a lot. And then what do you got anybody else in the 6 to 7 to 8 range, or anybody else you're looking at for outrights?
I haven't. I think I did throw out. This was kind of a first glance. I got Jake Knapp at 50 on Monday morning for the Discord. He's at 40 now, which I figured would go down, which is kind of wanted to. I mean, he won here last year. There's not much to say about him. He's been in decent form. Obviously, a long hitter. Likes this course. So really, I would, if you even want to start your card at Jake Knapp at 40, wouldn't hate that either. But a couple other guys I'm planning to do outright. EVR at 60 to 1, Eric Van Rooyen.
Another guy, anytime I play him, he just plays like absolute ass. But I see it. I get where you're going with that. Guy can hit the shit out of a ball.
He's sneaky driving distance, 14th. Strokes gained course history, 17th, 12th in comp courses. Usually a guy who likes a birdie fest more, 26. You always see him just randomly up there. He'll shoot like an 8 under and get first round leader or close to it. So he's another play. And then just 2 other names I'll just throw out there. Carson Young, 70 to 1, another sneaky play. He's just a kind of a Pap Salem greens guy. He likes those coastal courses type vibes. I think the comp courses he's played well at. And then I know this is your boy. Last guy I'll kind of talk about quickly here is Michael Thor.
Hey, I was literally about to go to him.
So if you want, I'll let you take the floor on him. That's your guy.
He was basically, I think he started at 60 to 1. Now he's down to 55.
Yeah.
But as soon as I was making the model, I'll be a little honest here. I was trying to figure out a way to get him in my top 10 so I could see it, so I could put him out. But every time he came up, he was 11, 12, or 13. I was like, God dang it. Why do I manipulate this thing to get him in the top 10? But
he's 9th in this one. So
yeah. Right now he's 13th in mine, but the only thing that he would struggle with, I mean, it's basically strokes gained. Hold on. What is that? Oh, ball striking with his driver. That's about it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I mean, carry distance. So that's another big thing this week. You got he's top 10 there. He just hasn't been playing great. That's my only concern with Thorby.
Mm-hmm.
But at 55-1, he's probably going to be one of my outrights this week. I just couldn't. I don't know if I could go a week if he is up there, and I don't have any shares of him. So
no, I agree with you there. He's talented, young guy. It's just like you can't. It's just based off talent. There's not really any like fear here off the tee. So those strokes gains off the tee won't really matter. It's just more of driving distance. So I like him too. 60, 55-1, whatever it is. So
yeah. Yeah, and you go deeper down to the outrights. Like I said, Suber at 90-1 is my favorite. If I had to pick somebody deep, Grillo, plus 11,000. But you got, he hasn't been playing very well. Obviously, with these long of odds, you're not going to find too many people. But him or there's really like maybe Luke List if you're looking for long, heavy hitters that just smack it. Luke List has a pretty good knack for that. So at plus 10,000, not a bad idea there. But other than that, you got any other long shot outrights, or we go into some placements here?
I do have one guy. It's kind of gonna be. I don't know about a long shot, but I might just go into a top 10. I might just do a fun one long shot top 10 this week, and that's Alejandro Tosti. He's one of those strokes gained off the tee, third, driving distance second, overall 200 plus. He's actually first. Strokes gained total here, course history 17th. Obviously, it's just kind of throwing a dart at 7-1. But he's kind of a guy we've seen a little bit on top of leaderboards before. He's really just a long hitter. So I don't mind him. Even at 90-1, it's a pretty good play. So
Toasty. There you go. It's a name. We got catching cash. So he had Rory last week in the one and done. What did he end up with? He wasn't top 20. I think he was like mid-20s or something like that, which is that's tough to take Rory there and not get a top 10 or so finish. That's when he was right there, and he just couldn't make a putt to save his life. So that was frustrating. So into this week's one and done, I'm probably going to lean. I might lean to. Why do I want to lean to Thorby? I don't know. I'm debating. I'm debating Thorby or should I just go chalk with Kitayama, because you don't want to lose, but you don't. There's not much to gain, I guess. But I'm basically top 10 in mind, so I just need to make sure not to throw up another dud with Sung Jae missing the cut for a big fat zero. What are you thinking on one and dones?
Yeah, like you said, there's not that much to gain, but you still don't want to like miss a cut or anything. But yeah, I think you have to stay away from Batia and Kitayama. I think just because they're probably going to be like 15% to 20% in bigger pools.
Yep.
So kind of hope they don't get a top 5 or even win. I personally, I'm going to go back to Jaeger. I probably would start with him. I don't know yet, either Jaeger or maybe I don't mind Thor as like kind of a more risky play. I don't know if I want to get too risky. Like maybe Carson Young could be so. I think just either Jaeger or maybe someone else down the board. But
yeah, definitely a tough week on the one and done scale, because anybody you pick, you're like, man, that could go up in flames. So no one that I'm truly like that he's going to be probably the most consistent one to pick. Obviously, is going to be Akshay. That's why he's the favorite to win.
Yeah,
but not always the case. So
and that could go up in flames too. Who knows?
Right. Yeah. I think the top 20 market is a very, very good market this week. Whenever there's a lot of variance, not a good field, the top 20 market becomes a lot more lucrative, in my opinion. So you could even get Kitayama right now for plus 100 to be top 20. But that's just the level of volatility that comes with betting Kitayama, because he could basically just shit the bed. And
just not make a putt, essentially.
Even Batia, being the favorite, he's minus 140 top 20. I mean,
Mhm.
you don't see that very often. So you definitely see it's in the field here. But I mean, your Jaeger plus 115. You got Smalley plus 150. You've got Thorby going plus 210. I mean, you got some pretty good value going down here. And I think there's definitely some good value in the top 20. What do you think here?
Yeah, two guys I'm looking for. I don't know if I'm going to do one or two yet. I have Carson Young written down at 240 right now. I've already kind of talked about him. Once again, I mean, he had a great putting week at Waste Management, gaining 1.5. And then his ball striking at American Express, which is pretty much a course comp. I think he gained 3 strokes ball striking. So he's coming in pretty well. Then just another name I'll throw out. I think he is, where is he at on here? 280, Chris Gotterup.
Got her up. Yep.
Once again, another guy who hits the ball pretty far. I think he withdrew from here last year, but he was green in all the categories, so I'm not sure why he withdrew. But yeah, ball striking's always there. Par 3 average, birdies are better. So just kind of taking those birdie guys who, make a lot of birdies and hit the ball far. So
Yeah, I think we were kind of talking about outrights here with Suber, with Toasty, with Grillo. I mean, you got those. If you don't want to go all the way to the outright, plus 300, plus 320, plus 330 odds here for those guys. I think that's another angle to take the top 20 route this week. So I'll probably have 3 outrights and 3 top 20s that I share. Once again, last week I got lucky with Finau going up the leaderboards.
Yeah.
Bradley was scorching hot to start the 4th round, and my goodness, did he just fall off in the back 9, which did not get my top 20 there. And then Sung Jae, I went the safe route on top 20s last week, and it kind of burned me. So it didn't burn me. I mean, I hit one of them, so basically lost like a unit or a little bit less than a unit on that. Obviously, hitting the outright always helps the bankroll. But
we have to talk about Finau though. That was insane. Like, did you know how on the weekend he was? Did you see how much he gained around the greens? He was
chipping in left and right.
Yeah. 3 times was insane. So
that's why I faded him on Sunday, because I was like, he's not chipping in again. But he was he made a little run at it on Saturday for sure. But yeah, it sucks because Finau usually plays in this tournament and is usually like plus 300, and you just take him every time. I remember taking him many years because it was like the only person that was in the top 25. And you're like, yeah, just take him. He's plus 300, plus 400. Just take it. All right. We got any matchups that we like going on for the full tournament here? They have round 1 matchups, but I probably haven't looked at too much for round 1 yet. But let's do full tournaments. You got anybody?
I probably won't give it out for VIP this week, but we'll do our tournament matchup thing for this week.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna go with. I mean, I probably have to go with him. I think this guy I'm fading. It's a little bit scary because he's been playing a lot recently and he's been playing well. But I'm gonna have to back Jaeger. I'm gonna do Jaeger minus 110 over Michael Kim.
All in on Jaeger this week.
Yeah. So Michael Kim has a 2nd and a 13th his last time out. He's been playing
he's been playing lights out. Yeah.
Yeah, lights out.
Bound to just hit a wall.
Yeah. So I don't think this is the best course fit for him. He's not like the longest hitter. I think he's missed a cut here last year in a T30. So I think this is a great kind of fade spot for Michael Kim, who's been played, I think, the last 5 weeks straight. So
his metrics grade out great in the model, and he's been playing phenomenal golf. It's just more of a fade on the recent. He hasn't been playing well in a while. Plays good for a stretch, and then you're just hoping to get off of that train for Michael Kim and be a little bit earlier while people are still intact going with him, because I think he's gaining like 15% ownership in DK. I mean, you got Patia, Rasmus, Kitayama, Jaeger, Taylor Moore, Knapp. Those are basically the top 5 or 6 there. I can't believe people are going back to Patrick Rogers, but People are.
There's so many like fade spots that people are just going to jump into. Rogers, I think Batia, Michael Kim, I think's a massive fade. I could be very wrong, but I think there's a lot of fades this week that people are gonna bite
It's
into.
good. It's good to take a stand, like we always say. Take a dang stand in golf DFS, golf betting, and let it ride. You're going to be completely wrong sometimes, but hey, you live to see another day for sure. All right, we got Brandon in the chat. He says Kitayama, Smalley, Thorbjornsen, Jaeger, top 20. Is that the parlay of the century there? Is that a Maxwell GOAT lock right there, teaser?
That's the chalk parlay of the century right there.
Hey, if that hits, we're all having a pretty good week. I think those are 4 guys that will probably be sprinkled throughout both of our cards somewhere somehow. But yeah, we're good with those top 20. I'm good with those top 20s. We can definitely see.
What matchup are you going with?
I'm think I'm going to go with Nikolai Højgaard over Thorbjorn Olesen. Is that how you say that name?
Oh yeah, I faded him once. Yeah,
and it's not Michael Thorbjornsen, so there's a lot of names that could be misconstrued this week with who. So make sure you're clicking on the right guy. But Nikolai Højgaard, Rasmus's twin brother, over Thorbjorn Olesen. He's minus 125, but I think that is the play for the overall tournament matchup there. One guy or 2 guys we haven't talked about that I just saw in a tournament matchup, and I'm kind of on the fence with both of them. What do you think of Aaron Rai and Ben Griffin this week?
Yeah, I think I'll pass on them.
Well, you didn't help my cause because I think I liked Aaron Rai.
Well,
over Ben.
I think I would definitely lean Aaron Rai just because of the fact he's a better ball striker and better long iron player. Yeah. They're both really short off the tee, which is kind of a little alarming for this type of course. But I mean, it's not like you can't compete here. So if I was Ben Griffin, don't even ask me about that guy. I couldn't get that guy right. Can't get him right for my life. He just kind of just plays randomly well. So, yeah. But I do think I lean Aaron Rai there.
Every time he plays bad, I want to tell him to go back to being an accountant.
Yeah.
every time. Oh, all right. So we got some outrights. We got some top 20s. We threw out some one and dones for you. If you have any additional questions, throw them in the chat. If you're watching the replay, throw them in the chat. If not, join the Sharp Bros Discord to get all of my plays throughout the round by rounds. We're so dang close on a 3-ball parlay. It's disgusting, and we're definitely hitting one. I think we hit like 3 out of 4 3 times last week. I mean, it was a joke. So I'm going to start putting them together, splitting them up, doing all types of stuff. So, and then you can also get teasers plays over in the Bet with the Boys Discord. So shout out to those guys over there. If you guys have any additional questions, let us know. But we'll get up on out of here. Short week with the Mexico Open. What's the following week? What do we got? I never remember.
We got the Florida swing. We got PGA National. Then we have Bay Hill. Then the Players. So cutting a good swing coming in. Yeah, Florida swing's always nice.
I forget. We're getting up into March, and then it's going to be the Masters, and it's going to be just heaven on earth. That's everyone loves the Masters, obviously. Yeah. But it's
always a great betting week, man. It's just the most consistent year in, year out. It's the best.
Yeah. So, all right. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll be back same time next week for the Florida swing. Appreciate you guys. See ya.